Howdy Internet, what's up? It's Phil here with another reaction and analysis video. Today I'm going to be breaking down Tatiana Shmayluk's one-take vocal playthrough of Hedonist. I'm excited to get into it. Let's break this music down and check out what she's doing vocally. So without further ado, let's bring it into play. Good groove. Jinjer's grooves are always top-notch. Nice camera work too. Good lighting. It's nice. It's good stuff.
I want to point and postpone joy in grand refusal of all the pleasures, right and wrong. I crave all pleasures, mine is pain. Let's have it my way. Let it be no better gain. Drowning in wine, my cup I refill. Indulging in desires, I crave all the thrill. Life is so momentary, love is so brief. I bask in delight.
I'm gonna pause soon.
That's my gift.
Okay, some very nice things happening here with this one-take vocal playthrough. I'd like to highlight the quality of her cleans. Her cleans are so nice. There's a lot of use of the teeth, great posture of the head, excellent breath control. You're noticing that her veins are popping out just a bit on certain phrases, but that's because she is riding on the same breath, and that takes a lot of endurance on the part of the body to do. So you're going to see that once in a while. It's like redlining an engine. It's something that the engine can take once in a while. You just don't want this to be popping out constantly. So let's review that, break down what she just did vocally, and happy to answer any questions in the comments below. So here we go. Really great use of the jaw and teeth. Something that she just did there, which I am a huge advocate for, is priming the phrase before you go for it. Breathing in the air in the same shape of the word that you're about to say. Watch. Watch. Right here. She breathed in like, and it's such a simple, almost obvious thing to singers who have been doing this for a while. I think I have something in my teeth, so I apologize. But anyway, what singers do they will prime the phrase and breathe in the shape, with the mouth shape of the word they're about to say, as opposed to going or swallowing in the air, slowly bringing in the air in the shape of the word that you're about to say. And she did that beautifully just now. Watch it again. Boom. She did it again. A great run right there. Also, her jaw movement is so fluid. It is so fluid through that whole run right there. Watch the shape of her mouth as she's doing this. Take it back a little bit. Now, the other thing that I want you to notice is the difference between the movement here in her lips and her teeth and tongue and what she's doing with her jaw. Notice the speed of her jaw. Nice, smooth, slow. And then the speed of what she's doing with her mouth. Really fast, articulate, lots of teeth. Very nice. She's adding just a little bit of grit there on thrill, which is great. Whoa, thrill! I'm adding a lot more there because that's where my voice is today. Woo! Anyway. Life is so momentary. Love is so brief. On brief. That was beautiful. Brief! Like she's using a technique where she is sneering through the the word. And that really helps drive things forward. The teeth act as resonators for the voice. So if you're looking for more power without excess effort on the part of your torso and your breathing, using the teeth, really great way to get that sound out and still be efficient with your energy. So, great.
Delight, my opulence, my gift.
I have a feeling we're going to get into some heavies here. Maybe not. I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Let it be no pain. Let it be no pain. Obliviously from dawn till sunset.
Okay.
Obliviously.
Listen to watch what happens what she does with obliviously. She doesn't go obliviously. She goes obliviously. She's keeping the shape of the vowel between each of those vowels the same in her mouth shape. That's another great technique for saving energy. A lot of beginner singers make the mistake of over-articulating the vowels the same way they speak them, as opposed to keeping the shape of the vowel the same through a lyrical phrase, rather. So that's what she just did there.
Be no pain. Obliviously.
Especially on so obliviously. She did it on obliviously there. That's what she did.
From dawn till sunset. Just indolence and peace. I feast on all of that. Awakening brings hunger. Desire so intense.
I really like the crunch she's putting on some of her top notes there on that A4 that she's hitting. That they're very nice, super good.
Thirst of pleasures minus pain.
There's a nice. Oh, and here we go. We're gonna get into the gritty stuff here pretty soon, but I just want to touch on a few other things here.
Unquenchable thirst of pleasures minus pain.
And then when she went up for that pain, notice what's happening in her nose there. Pain, like just that ever so slight movement in her mouth as she's going for the IN in pain. Pain. It's really subtle movement in the mask to get that going there. And the creases in the nose, that's a really great indicator that she knows what she's doing, because by changing the shape of her mask, she's able to color the sound that's coming out and change its direction ever so slightly. And singing, vocalizing is a game of millimeters. You put your facial structure in a certain position, as opposed to one that's maybe like 2 to 3 millimeters off. That's that could mean the difference between hitting a note and not hitting a note, or getting a certain vibe and getting a completely different vibe. A lot of that has to do with the facial shape, and a lot of great performers like Tatiana do that instinctively, do that intuitively from years and years, let alone decades of practice and repetition to find that sweet spot in their voice, to get to know their own voice and allow it to grow. And that tiny little thing that she did just there exemplifies that perfectly. There we go. All right, let's move on. Now, here we go. This is the thing that I talk about with students on a regular basis. A lot of people don't understand this. It's very difficult to understand this if you can't hear what's happening in the background of all that distortion. So we're going to listen again. Deprivation in exchange for immortality, for unlimited resources of ecstasy. Now, what she's doing in those lows, she's shaping her face like this, and her vocal folds, her actual vocal folds, are phonating. I know, it's hard to believe that, but she is phonating with her actual vocal folds behind all of that. Deprivation. So you take away all of that filtering. Deprivation! 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 those notes, this area between C4 and E4 are acting as the bass for what she's doing with her growls here. That allows for much more power behind your false chords. If you're trying to go for a false chord with like what I like to call Batman voice, you're gonna run into a ton of problems. You got to find that sweet spot in your vocal folds to help you with your air production. And power behind that. So compression rather than air production. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but essentially you need to have compression and air behind that. And a really great way to do that is to make sure that you're providing a comfortable phonation that's well within your mid-range to do that for your false chord screams like she is doing in this instance. So in exchange for immortality, all through this. It's all right in this area. It doesn't have to stay like, it doesn't have to be D4 the entire time. It can float around a bit there, as you'll notice by listening here. It's acting as a reference, essentially. Sources of ecstasy and the fear of death. Yeah, so, and now she goes, I killed the fear! Now we're up in this area between A4 and F4 and B4, so right around this. And she yells like this, as opposed to this. So she's using her teeth, getting this higher sound. It still sounds like false chord to me, but we could be floating into fry area possibly. It still sounds like false chord to me though. But you can see that the change of her shape of her mouth and the fact that she's phonating higher now gives her the power that she needs to go for those higher notes and to create the dynamics between those transitions. So let's keep going! But I am far from standing next to decide. Now, the other thing I want you to notice! The other thing I want you to notice is the speed of her jaw with her extreme vocals as opposed to her clean vocals. Notice how much faster it's going. It's like a shark. Far from standing next to decide. Because when you sing clean, you want everything to be smooth, maybe just a little bit of crunch. But if you start doing this, you're gonna start buckling on the sound. So when you're going for a clean tone, you want that slow, smooth jaw movement to occur to keep the path nice and clean and smooth. But if you want to start distorting it, then having this move faster is a great way to add that distortion without excess tension in the torso that's bringing that air compression up. Fast jaw movement is a really great way. Yeah, I'm a voice coach and a singer, and I can't even say my O's correctly. It's a really great way to aid in that distortion. So just make sure that that jaw movement is within a healthy threshold, that it doesn't go beyond a certain threshold, like tensing up these neck muscles right here. So, moving on. I'm not a terrorist, I'm an expert in the science of vegetation. Back into the low. Now she's back into the low phonation right around here. But now but she's still keeping that brightness. It's a science of vegetation. It's a science of vegetation! Which is what I like to call our matey pirate sound right there. Now, what's interesting here is that even though it sounds like she's transitioned to a higher phonation there, she stays within this lower range, even though it goes from this to this. The phonation stays somewhat the same. Yeah, so it's the same range of notes, and it's the filtering in the mouth that's changing. I'll demonstrate. Nothing about my phonation has changed. The bass hasn't changed in the actual vocal folds. It's what's happening around it that's changing. Hopefully that makes sense. Keep going. She is such a badass. That's insane. That's what a great transition. She kind of had this like a lot of pressure on the larynx, almost having this type of sound to the distortion there, which can work in certain instances, and she certainly makes it work here. I'm gonna adjusting the camera so it doesn't turn off because I'm too cheap to buy new cameras, and I'm running a Nikon D3300 that times out every 30 minutes, and I have to adjust the aperture in order for it to keep going, and that's why all right, so let's watch this transition again. Ooh, yeah, so again, life! She's doing this weird life! She's swallowing it up. Life! She could have gone life or life, but she combined them. Life! Nice. And then the transition is the cleans. Oh.
The kind of happiness.
The kind of happiness. I can't hit that today. Ooh, the kind of happiness. Oh my gosh. Slow breath in.
The kind of happiness.
Yeah. Slow jaw movement.
Bottomless delight is a natural human right of pleasure quintessence.
And notice her breathing too. She's not raising her shoulders. She's letting the air drop into the torso.
Of pleasure quintessence.
Slight movement of the chest. Shoulders stay down.
Forget a consequence. Deterrent as an enemy of.
Oh, perfect transition from clean to a distortion again.
Deterrent.
Here, we'll do it again.
Forget a
She's ramping up. And as soon as the distortion hits, the jaw movement starts to go really fast. Everything speeds up. I feel like we're about to get into the really juicy stuff. So let's watch and break down. Okay, so enemy of life. So she's like sitting in this right here, and it sounds like she goes up to here in the phonation on life. So let's listen to that again. Life! Yeah, that's an enemy of life! Yeah, that's an enemy of life! I have to go up into head voice because I was a bass 2, bass profundo in all the choirs that I used to be in, so hitting life in chest voice is simply not possible for me. Anyway, let's watch that again. And she hit it, so she dropped the octave. Life! It's beautiful. That's another instance where she's not changing the phonation, but she's changing the filter. Now she might do that. I'm not sure what she's doing there, whether she's going up into a higher phonation with that. Wow! Probably not. That's hard for me to do. I have to go up into a higher like head voice phonation there in order to produce that. But it might be that she's just filtering it so much that that's just an audible illusion, that an audible mirage that's occurring there. Won't be searching for something new, but the margins never close. A blessing. Yeah! I think that's in head voice, I'm pretty sure. I sounded like Elmo when I did that. Let's listen again to the ending here. But the margins never close. A blessing! A blessing! A blessing! sounds good. That sounds so badass. Yeah! All right. So let's talk about the main takeaways from our girl Tatiana. First and foremost, her cleans, beautifully executed. Great use of the top teeth and the sneer, the use of her mask in order to shape and color the sound of her cleans. The slow jaw movement is a major feature of clean singing. This allows for a much smoother and open channel for your vocal folds and the compressive elements in your voice to have a clear path into the room. And when distortion occurs, that means that things are getting in the way. And when your jaw moves fast, it puts more things in the way. That's why beginner singers who are trying to sing clean and over-enunciating too quickly, they run into problems and have blips and blaps and all this other stuff. And that is a feature that you're actually looking for in extreme vocals. So go for faster jaw movement if you're having a hard time with that. The other thing that she's really good at in this one-take vocal playthrough is not only going through the transitions, but using her phonation as a tool for air compression and power behind the distorted elements in her voice. She is also filtering like an absolute champion. There are parts where she is literally phonating the same note in her vocal folds, and because of how masterfully she is filtering it, it sounds like her voice is getting higher. Her phonation is getting higher when it's actually not happening. So I'll demonstrate. It's incredible how she's doing that so nicely. Her breathing is top notch. It's slow, it's smooth. She's breathing in the same shape of the word she's about to say. She's taking her time on that. She's ramping up. She's using transition points masterfully. And yet another great vocal run through from one of the best in the industry, Tatiana Shmayluk. Kudos to you, girl. Keep doing what you're doing with Jinjer. It just keeps getting better and better and better. For those of you watching this, I hope that you found this breakdown and analysis useful. I am a singer and voice coach myself. I'm a voice actor and music composer, and I love helping people tell their stories and make a lot of noise. And that's because that's what I do. It's what I help my voice students do. And if you're interested at all in music and singing and making noise, you should subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment with questions or anything that you found useful in this video. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Check out all the other stuff that I have going on in this channel. There's things that I'm going to be continuing to offer up to you as the days go on. I'm going to be playing a festival with my band Small Town Titans here, Louder Than Life Festival 2025 on September. Wow, September 20th. We're hitting stage 5. We're headlining that stage, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great bands playing at Louder Than Life this year, and I'm excited to be a part of that lineup. So that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you found this music breakdown useful, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.